breaking news tonight. The runaway suspect putting Sky Harbor on lockdown, captured, and about to face the music for prompting a terrifying pursuit.
Look at the pictures just in from a viewer, Henry Del Rey. He saw the guy handcuffed being escorted by those heavily armed officers.
We also have a crew staking out the 4th Avenue jail tonight where the newly nabbed suspect will be booked, while police tell us to stand by for that.
We have a live team standing by to bring you what's happening right now at the airport, as well as the heart-pumping moments while that guy was still on the loose this afternoon.
We also have Air 15 over Sky Harbor right now. Looking at a live picture, operations back to normal tonight, although some flights were canceled earlier because of all that chaos. But let's start with the latest from police, talking just moments ago about the arrest.
They say they had no hesitation putting Terminal 4 on lockdown, even though it was sure to disrupt flights.
We are America's friendliest airport. We try to do this as quickly as possible, but in being friendly, we also care for the safety of our traveling public. Unfortunately, it resulted in some delayed flights, but in the end, we got all of our suspects and everyone is safe.
Here's what else we can tell you after that news conference. The one victim in all of this, a man shot at the Tempe gas station where it all started. He's in critical condition.
As for the suspects, all three bailing out of their car inside the Terminal 4 parking garage. The first two, a man and a woman, caught within minutes. The third tracked down a couple of hours later in a stairwell. The door locked and he had nowhere to go.
As for the impact on flights, more than 25 canceled, countless others delayed.
This really was a terrifying ordeal for some people. Imagine being in the middle of it all. Cars being searched by officers, guns drawn.
Yeah, and everybody knew this was the guy police were after, but nobody knew where he was or just how desperate he might be. In other words, who he might hurt to make his getaway.
This was the car ditched by the suspects. The red one you see there with the doors left hanging open. Again, two of those guys' accomplices caught just shortly after bailing out. So let's get to our live team coverage. Noelani Graff at Sky Harbor for you tonight.
And Nohe, you watched this unfold through the eyes of anxious passengers out there. They were waiting outside. Some were locked inside. A little bit like organized chaos, it seems like out there.
You could tell people that police were in place telling you exactly where you could and could not go. And we found two different stories depending on which end of the escalator you were on. Up here, trapped inside with an unknown threat, or downstairs, outside, not knowing if you were ever going to make your flight. These days, the last place you want to hear sirens and see police lights is at the airport.
Kind of scared to walk across right now.
Confused travelers shut out of Terminal 4 at Sky Harbor. Flight status unknown.
Kind of surreal. You're like, what do I do? Am I going to be stuck here for a while?
Left to watch in shock as police search the trunks of passing cars, guns drawn.
There's a lot of panic going on, so I can only imagine what's going on inside that terminal when you first hear what's going on.
A methodical search of the terminal for a man on the run is what was going on.
It's quite chaotic. You have a police officer yelling, telling cars not to stop, any parked cars to get going.
Closer to the threat inside, parts of the airport suddenly looked like a ghost town.
Got here and everything was shut down. No one was really telling us anything, what was going on.
Only SWAT teams allowed to roam as word of a suspect possibly hiding among them spread.
It's really been startling.
You could only hope you were in a protected spot.
I hope we have a great police force around here.
The moment the terminal is cleared, passengers rush back in, relieved.
People are just anxious, want to get home.
The only answer they need now, how to get home.
Who needs to know what?
In the end, everyone in the gate area and ticketing were out of the suspect's escape path. As you mentioned, he was found in the garage stairwell, but it is important to note, Phoenix police telling me tonight that the entire time they thought he may have been armed, even though he wasn't found with a gun in the end. They had to treat it as such this whole time, Katie and Steve.
Had to take every precaution. No, hey, thank you.